And give me like a 30-second reason why you're picking the team so we can get through this. Go ahead.
Picking the Lions, I think they have the run defense. If their run defense shows up, I think they can stop Dallas. And if they have to face Seattle, they can stop Seattle because Seattle does not have a pass offense. They have no pass offense identity.
Okay. All right, that's good.
I think the Lions will do it. Yeah.
Let's go, Aaron.
Cardinals. So they lose.
That's it? That's your reasoning?
Yeah.
No matchup advice, no nothing.
They win. The games are not supposed to win.
All right. Fantasy champ back there.
They're terrible at pick 'em. I'm going Packers.
Okay, why?
I just think that their defense is solid. Is solid enough. They got a decent and they got a pretty good offense and one of the best quarterbacks in the game. That's why I'm going.
All right, Brent.
I picked them at the very beginning of JD's Rockin' Sports season, so I'm still going Packers. I picked them. They were my pick from the very beginning.
Well, I picked the Saints, and we all know that's not going to happen. I'm picking Seattle because it's a lot easier to win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl than it is to win 3. So I don't think any team that's going on the road this weekend is going to be in the Super Bowl because Detroit still has to go through Green Bay or Seattle, and I don't think they can win in either place. More than likely Green Bay. But you never underestimate the heart of a champion. And right now, the defending NFL champions are the Seattle Seahawks, and that is still the hardest place in the NFC to win a game anywhere. So I'm taking Seattle to win and be the representative of the NFC here in Glendale, Arizona, at the end of the month of February 1st. AFC round. LaRue, start us off, man.
I want to say Denver, just because I think if it comes down to, I think it's going to come down to Denver and Patriots. And I think Peyton Manning knows this is last year. So if he doesn't, he's got to get there and he's got to win it. Because I don't think Peyton Manning's going to come back next year. When you watch him play, you can kind of tell he's backing out. You can tell he knows that like his arm strength isn't there. You can see it when he throws the ball.
Right.
He can't get the passes there like he used to.
Yeah.
So I think this is all or nothing for him. I think he finds a way to get there, and I think he gets it done. Even though I don't like him when he plays in the cold, I think if he has to go play the Patriots, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be snowing, and he's not very well in it. But I think this is the year he figures out a way to get it done because I don't think he's coming back next year.
All right, Aaron.
Same thing he just said, pretty much.
Denver.
Yeah, and it's the same reason. It's Peyton Manning's last year. He's handing it off 75% of the time now. They've got an awesome running back right now. And if they need to go to their 3 receivers, they can. So I'm taking the Broncos.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Broncos as well. I think we're going to see Peyton and Brady in the AFC Championship game for about the millionth time, and I think Denver's gonna get there.
Okay, Brent.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but I love Peyton, and I basically agree with everyone. That's what everything that's been said. But yeah, I still got the Packers winning it, but I can't vote against Peyton not to get there.
98.7%. 98.7% of the time since the Belichick-Brady marriage happened, they have won in the playoffs at home. One time against Baltimore, they lost. One time in the playoffs in New England, they have lost in 13 years.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're telling us there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
They're done, dude.
You said they lost one time, so you're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance. But no, because I think Revis and Browner, that's about the best pair of corners in the NFL. You can always argue who's number one. But as far as the best pair, because last year the best pair was on Seattle with Browner and Sherman. Now it's Browner and Revis. They have the best tandem of corners in the game. All right. And they dominated. They didn't just beat. They dominated Denver this season in New England.
Peyton Manning knew he was going to face them in the playoffs, so he was just holding back a little bit.
Yeah, so he gave up the opportunity to host that game in Denver so that he can go on the road.
You know what? The run game has came a long way since that game.
That defense, New England defense, has come a long way this season.
Not long enough, man.
Look,
yeah, it came long enough.
98.7%.
So the 98. Okay, so you saying there's a chance.
So you're putting your money on 1.3%.
I ain't putting my money on Denver ever again. I learned that last time.
Oh yeah, we still got to get you in a Zumba class, man.
But
Thanks for reminding us.
I'm gonna go with Denver. You just saying there's a chance.
I can't believe you reminded me of that. I completely forgot about that. Oh man. All right. Yeah, dude. Until they go to the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots are not going to lose. And they may not lose in the Super Bowl. I just remember the last time they were in town against the Giants on an 18-0 record. Yeah, we don't talk about that. All I know is 18 wins in a row is better than 17 wins in a row. Miami Dolphins. I don't give a rat's ass if you had a trophy at the end or not. 18 wins has never been done until the Patriots did it. All right, so moving on. What's next? What do we got? What's next on the list? We got baseball.
I thought we were doing college football.
Oh, college football. Okay, so I am happy. Nothing really against the SEC. It's just kind of one of those things where I just got tired of seeing them in the championship games. I did because I pretty much knew that the money was on them, even though Florida State won last year. I'm also happy that Florida State lost because the only reason why they were in the playoffs is because they've been undefeated. But if you actually talk about strength of victory and margin of victory, they came way too close to teams that they should have blew out of the water.
Well, they got a lot of money coming behind them, too, because ESPN is partners in the SEC network, too. So don't forget that. So what highlights do you think SportsCenter is going to run?
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest problem is the preseason polls. That's where you can fix this issue, is you don't have a poll before the first games. Because everyone comes out, and how many SEC teams were top 10 last year?
Then you have the 101st rated team last year just because they have one win and they're 1-0. Then you put them in the top. You have to rank them.
Yeah, but that's what happened is you had these SEC teams at the top last year, and you go, well, you can't bump them down to 2. They haven't lost yet.
But they would deserve to be on at the top of the list last year.
Well, I think after this season, that'll fix itself.
And then, yeah, and the 14 playoff is perfect.
No,
we don't need to go to 8 teams. We don't need to go to 16 teams because there's always going to be team number 17 and 18 that said, I think we should have been in.
No, you got to go to 8 because you have Power 5.
Then what about the 9 and the 10?
Who cares? If you're not good to get 8, it doesn't matter. But you've got
so
5.
you're not good to be 4 because here's the thing.
You've got 5 conferences, though. So you've got to have 5 conference champions.
Here's the thing, though. TCU sat there and bitched and complained, we should have been in. There's no way Ohio State should have been better than us. Ohio State dominated their game. They dominated perhaps one of the best football programs in the last decade. They dominated them. TCU wouldn't have came close to doing that. There's no way in hell they would have handled Alabama.
TCU had a potent offense this year.
Yeah,
but they didn't play anybody.
And the Big Ten didn't have a conference championship, so that's why they were.
That's their fault. Yell at the conference you're in.
So you've got to have 5. You've got to have at least 5 because you got to have 5 teams.
So I think they got it right. Except that maybe I would have taken Florida State out. The only reason why Florida State was in there, undefeated, 40-something in a row.
But see, that's it. That's why you've got to have at least 8 because you get the 5 conference winners.
There's still going to be the argument.
You get 5 conference winners and 3 who are the best 3 after that.
Yeah, but who's going to be? We should be better. I know you ranked us at number 9. We're better than them.
If you still going to have that argument. Get in the top
it's got to stop somewhere.
It's not like the top 2 or the top 4.
It's got to stop somewhere. You can already see the turmoil that we have with the division set up in the NFL, where you got teams that are ranked at 12th, but they own the tiebreaker over number 7, but number 8 has a better in-conference game. Stop doing that.
No, it's
top 4. That's it.
It's real easy. Win your conference and you're in. Because the next 3 are going to be floaters.
No, because Notre Dame will win their conference every time.
They don't have a conference. So
they're independent.
They need to pick a
They're
conference.
they're still rated with like 3 other teams.
Doesn't matter. They should have picked a conference.
But they're rated with
Same
like
with BYU. Any of those teams can pick a
BYU got
conference.
destroyed.
But I'm just saying that's an independent team. You pick a conference, you win your conference, you're in.
Yeah, no, because that's just too much realignment.
It's already happening. It's not like it's new. There's going to be 5 16-team conferences, all with title games. It's real easy. I don't think Notre Dame will pick a conference, and it's going to bite them in the ass at some point. Same with BYU. They're going to do the same thing. You might even get
Notre Dame won their game, by the way. I think. Yeah, they won their game.
What was it? The Johnny Hayseed Bowl.
Wow.
Scott's Grass Bowl.
Actually, I think that is one of them.
It might actually.
That might actually be one
but
of
the
them.
8 team works out better too because you have the games last week, right? Because this is a big problem is you finish the college football season right around Thanksgiving and you're waiting a month or 6 weeks before you see a game. You can play games last week. You play the 4 games last week. You have the last games this week on New Year's Day, just like this year. And then you have the final game on the Monday.
You can't do that because the NFL holds precedence. And as soon as the NFL season starts, the college season is over. They want all the attention on the pros when the playoffs start. That's why there's only one more game left, and that is on next Monday. That's it.
Right.
You can't have a game next Monday and then the weekend after
2
that.
games yesterday, right?
And then a championship game the same weekend of the damn Super Bowl.
But
you
how many
can't
games
do
did
that.
you have yesterday? You had 2 games or Thursday. You can still do that. You just have the week before to get the top 2 or the top 4.
The problem you're going to run into is you're going to run out of venues.
No, you're not. Somebody will pay for those rights.
You're going to run out of, where? At Louisiana Tech University?
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to go there to watch a bowl game?
It's perfect. If you're top 4, you get an extra game. You get the revenue from that extra game. Then you get to the bowl games where you go to the different venues.
Nobody wants to go to Tulane University to watch a bowl game. Shit, people don't even want to come out here to watch a bowl game.
Tulane's not going to be in the top 8 anytime
I'm just saying, not Tulane, but to host a game.
But I'm not saying that. You take your top 4. So somebody's playing in Oregon. Somebody's playing in Alabama. Last if we take
they want all the bowl games to pretty much be either down south or in a dome.
But these aren't bowl games. This is playoffs round 1.
Same thing.
Now you have your bowl games to determine the top 4.
The system that they have right now is good.
It doesn't work.
The Sugar Bowl and the Orange Bowl. The Sugar Bowl and the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl are great lineups to get into the playoffs. I like it like that. Keep it like that.
I think you're crazy because you're leaving someone out every year.
You're always going to leave somebody out. There's 192 teams.
If you can't get in the top 8, though, it's not close.
Well, if you can't get in the top 4, then forget about it.
But I just said it. You have to win your conference. All these conference winners, you got 5 conference winners. You're saying one of the conferences isn't better than the other?
Nobody's even talking about Florida playing East Carolina today. Who cares?
Because nobody cares about Florida or East Carolina.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about the 8 seed going against the 1 seed.
But
I don't want to see that.
What's the biggest complaint right now? Baylor, TCU. You would have had that resolved if you had 5 conference winners. And then you have 5. You have your top 5 teams right there. The other 3 can go in and get their ass kicked. I don't care who it is, because then you're going to have the best 4 from those teams right there.
See, but if we would have won 8 games, then you would have seen a rematch of Alabama, Mississippi State, and Alabama already dominated them.
Fine, that's
so
fine.
I don't want to see it,
because then you would have gotten to this point where you would have had Alabama, Ohio State.
But why should Alabama have to play in another bowl game against a team they just dominated against? What the hell should they have to go play that for? Why? They just beat them down.
It's the NCAA, and their job is to make money. It's going to go to 8 games.
No, it won't. Nobody wants to see that game. I don't want to see
I can make
State
a bunch of money
TCU.
Right now because the NCAA.
Actually, I do want to see Florida State TCU.
Exactly.
But that's only because I thought TCU should have been in the top 4. But that's only because they ranked them in the top. I think TCU got the only reason why TCU got beat down or beat out of the top 4 is because of the whole, well, we're undefeated, we shouldn't be, which I think is a legit argument.
It's because they didn't have a conference championship.
No.
And then Baylor or TCU would have had a shot.
No, I don't think that had anything to do with it.
See, if you had 8, you could put both Baylor and TCU in 5 and 6.
But then what about Georgia Tech?
Then you could put in Georgia Tech.
But what about Ole Miss?
Put them at 8. There's your 8 teams right there.
I just gave you the 10th team, and you said put them in.
I don't have the last rankings, but I'm saying you can have a legit argument for 8 teams.
What about Arizona? Put them in. They're 12th.
They might be a
4
better
teams
matchup.
is fine. And Arizona just got beat down. 4 teams is fine.
Who are the top 8?
Right now, Alabama, Florida State, Oregon, Baylor, Ohio State, TCU, Michigan State, and Mississippi State.
All of those would have been good matchups for a round 1 playoff.
But you left Ole Miss out, who beat Mississippi State. And they're 9th.
I don't
So
care.
why should they be outside of number 8
Because
if they
there's
already beat
only
number
3
8?
spots. Win your conference.
Be good enough for the top 4. You don't have to worry about it.
But see, there's 5 conferences, so it doesn't work.
There's more than 5 conferences. You're just talking about the power
I'm
conferences.
talking about the conferences that matter. Not talking about like the Big East or the Ivy League here. We're talking about real schools.
The Big 10, Big 12.
Right. So who do you got in? You got one SEC team, an ACC team, Pac-12, and a Big 10, right?
That's for the Power 5. I disagree with that. I think there's because
then
in that case, TCU wouldn't even have been in it.
They could, but that's what I'm saying. You would have had 5. Your conference winners are 5. Then you got 3 open spots. You can fill those with any other team you want.
Right. Okay. So I'll agree with you that TCU and Baylor probably could have made an argument to be in the top 4.
And it would have been some good games.
But who else do you put in there? Everybody else at number 7 and 8 all have 2 to 3 losses.
Doesn't matter.
So who would you put in there?
But that's what I'm saying is those 3 spots are open. You can fill them with Notre Dame if you want to put
why
in.
would you put?
I'm just saying, like, it gives you more leverage. You get the 5 best conference winners.
I already saw Florida State, Notre Dame. I don't need to see that matchup again. Notre Dame won, or Florida State won.
And they won in a fluky way.
But they won. They shouldn't have to play the same team they just beat.
It doesn't matter. They should have done better.
Your system, if you do the top 4, when you lose a game, you're pretty much out of the top 4. Pretty much. If you lose 2 games, there's no way you're going to be in the top 4. If you could go bring it down to 8, you've got 2 to 3 teams that already have 2 to 3 losses that shouldn't even be in or be in a game or have the rights to be in a game for the top 4.
And in the NBA, you have a number 8 team.
The first team get a bye.
That was a talk about it.
That's a good idea, but the NCAA wants to make money. So they've got to have games to make money.
Dude, it's look, nobody's complaining about how much money they're making.
That's exactly it. But they always go, well, we're doing good. We better have twice as much.
No, nobody's complaining. All right. The $18 million locker room that Alabama has, nobody's complaining.
I think it's
about
like
money.
30.
Yeah, it's like $30 million for a locker room.
Look, I can make a lot of money too and not be as much hypocrites as the NCAA. I'm going to start a football league, and I'm only going to have 18 to 22-year-old guys, and none of them go to school.
You can't start a football league around here. The leagues around here don't.
I'll
don't really
take
do so well.
Cardale Jones can play for me for 3 years, and then he can go to the NFL.
Or you can just go right to the NFL.
So they have to play. They can have to be 21. You have to be 21 to go to the NFL.
Well, that is the rule. You have to be.
Right.
You have to be junior eligible.
So that's what I'm saying. Somebody can make a lot of money if you started a league for 18 to 22-year-olds that didn't have to go to school.
There are semi-pro leagues all over this country for people like that don't get picked up and they have college experience. He used to play in one of them.
But I mean,
there's hundreds of those.
Look at
leagues
this, like
everywhere.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston is not going to play in one of our leagues.
But that's what I'm saying. If you got enough talent in that league, you could make way more money than the NCAA.
No, you can't, because those leagues don't make shit. I didn't make any money. He didn't make any money. We don't make nothing. We pay for everything to play and to get our names out there. I didn't pay for nothing, but it was still to get our. I didn't have to buy equipment or pay my way into the league, but because coaches don't have to, because you need coaches. You have to have coaches. So I like it the way it is. Let's let it ride. This year, the first year, yeah, there could have been two couple more teams in there, but I think that was pretty much a fluke. But at the same time, with Baylor losing, I think that automatically knocked them out. They lost their bowl game, so there goes their argument for wanting to be in the championship game. And TCU, I could put over Florida State, but at the same time, how do you kick Florida State out for being undefeated
and being number one in the preseason poll? Because you can't mark them down because they didn't lose yet.
Right. So what's
which is
wrong
the
with that?
dumbest logic ever, because the preseason poll means nothing.
So if you go 10 years for
If I go, oh well, Eastern Carolina should be number 1, and they win all their games, then you shouldn't bump them down, because by that logic they didn't lose. I could pick any team I want.
It also goes by strength of schedule, because here's the difference. In the NFL, the schedule is made for you. In college, you choose the teams you're going to play. Right now, this year, they chose their 2017 schedule. That's their fault. If they want better recognition and they want to put themselves in a better position to be recognized as one of the top teams and be in that spot, stop playing Bethune-Cookman. All right? Stop playing teams like that. And get your ass out there and play more top or Power 5 conference teams. That was the argument against TCU. All right? They didn't play too many power teams. They didn't. They played all these freaking half-wit Mountain West teams. That's why they weren't considered. Yeah, they were blowing them out of the water. Congratulations. But you can't do that to Ole Miss. You can't do that to Mississippi State. You can't do that to Alabama. You sure as hell can't do that to Florida State. So why should you be in the same discussion?
Wyoming's pretty good.
Your mic's not even on.
Wyoming's pretty good. Why do you got to hate on the Mountain West?
The Mountain West. Dude. Come on. The Air Force. Really? Really?
Wyoming.
That's why, dude. The schools that want to argue why we're not in, 3 years ago, that's why you're not in when you chose that schedule.
I think that at least they should do a 6 team, at least the top 5.
Nope.
And with a 6.
You can't do top 5.
I know you can't do top 5. That's why you should do top 6 teams.
And then give them a bye.
Yeah.
Nah, it extends it too long.
You can make the top team get like 3 buys, and then they just go right to the national championship. The other 4.
Well, keep it 4.
I like the way it is.
Keep it 4.
I like the way it is. The Orange Bowl and the Sugar Bowl is the semifinal round. I like that because, again, these teams, the only person you can't blame the system. You can blame the people that say, hey, we want to play Army on our schedule. Congratulations. Army's won 10 games in the last 4 years. Stop putting them on your damn schedule. Moving on. Let's go ahead. Is it break time? It is break time. Let's take a quick break. We're going to come back with some baseball or something like that.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey, everyone. It's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strongly about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Breaker 19. How about that bandit? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
Would you like to own a thriving business and help employ local veterans? The Vetraplex Handyman Construction and Landscape business is the opportunity you've been waiting for. The Vetraplex is your gateway to an affordable startup business with 0% financing for qualifying owners. By owning a Vetraplex franchise, you will be hiring veterans, providing them both income and opportunity, while at the same time providing your customers a way to say, thank you for your service to our nation's veterans. For more information, visit vetraplex.org. Again, that's vetraplex.org or call 928-284-2022.
Here come the jesters, 1, 2, 3. It's all part of my fantasy. I love the music and I love to see the crowd dancing.
And we are back. Everyone, thank you very much for listening to JD's Rockin' Sports. We're getting towards the last end of the show, and we have Mr. LaRue Burley in the studio chatting with us. JD, what do you want to finish up with? We do have a couple of topics on the list. We got
what?
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, we can do baseball. We do have the end of year awards.
What's going on with real quick? What's going on with the Hall of Fame?
Well, they're starting to get some of the balloting out, and there's been just recently some of the talks of some of the bigger names like Bonds, Sosa, comparing all their numbers. And again, they always come up with the asterisk and the PEDs and everything, but they're talking about everyone's saying that Sammy's numbers are there. It's just the PEDs that are going to keep him out.
You guys,
Sosa?
Yeah.
You guys want to run through the list?
Dominican one or the white one?
Yes, no, real quick. See if we think we're on.
The Dominican one or the white one?
He talked about
I've seen
the Dominican.
Yeah.
But just we have one of the lists. I think I put the link out to you guys. Right now, basically, because you need to be over. What is it? It's 75 or
75%.
75% of the votes. You need to be over to get in. Top three right now. On the first ballot, actually, is Greg Maddux, Glavine, and Frank Thomas.
Yes,
That was last year. In 2014.
Yeah. So that was, and I can see all of them.
Well, they already made it.
Yeah, they're in.
They made it last year.
Yep.
The new candidates this year: Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, John Smoltz.
Let's do this one at a time. Johnson.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
I don't know baseball well, but he was good.
Okay.
You don't have to chime in. If you
No, I know Randy Johnson was good. I mean, I don't watch baseball, but I know he was good.
Babe Ruth, I never heard of that guy. Who's he?
Yeah. Next.
Pedro Martinez.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I like Pedro.
John Smoltz.
Yes.
I know who he is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Atlanta Falcons.
Braves.
Or Atlanta
Not many
Braves.
pitchers do what, the starting and the closing like he
Yep.
could.
Exactly.
Here's an interesting one. Nomar Garciaparra.
I saw that and I was like, well, I can see why he'd be put up there,
He'd
but
be in the Red Sox Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, I think he is.
He might be in the glove strapping Hall of Fame too.
Nah, he was a hell of a shortstop for us. But
What's his numbers?
Well,
I'm going to say no right now to Nomar.
I'm also saying no. I think right now
He's too
he's
soon.
on the very good. I think once we start getting more of the PED errors coming out, I think he'll probably start jumping up in votes.
I mean, he
bit.
was
Right.
in terms, just to answer your question, though, Aaron, just real quick, he was over 300. He was a 313 career hitter. He was able to. I mean, he just missed 1,000 RBIs. He was at 936. But the cool thing about him is, again, 14 years that he was able to play in a position that's pretty demanding.
Right.
I'd say no. Maybe on like year 4 or 5.
How many hits did he have?
He racked up 1,747.
See,
That's
way
what
too
comes
low.
short for me.
I think
I
injuries.
mean, it's
are
over
gonna hurt
100
him.
hits a year.
Yeah. See, he was injured several times during his career, and I think
No, he
that's
was.
probably what hurt him.
Okay.
Mostly.
So I'm going to say no right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go no.
Me too.
His wife might also be more famous than he is.
Mia
Yeah.
Hamm.
How about Craig Biggio?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's it'd be
He
about
should have
time.
been in like 2 or years ago.
He should have been,
Yeah.
absolutely.
a couple thousand hits.
And he also switched from center field.
He played almost every position.
Catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy was a complete stud.
Mike Piazza.
What are his numbers?
Extremely impressive.
I want to say yes, but I for the offensive catcher, they've got to be really good.
No, and I'm trying to.
Mike Piazza.
And
he
he
played for
was.
Dodgers, right?
Yeah,
And he had a
Dodgers,
Dodgers.
the Mets. He was
Mets
Yeah,
mostly.
he was a catcher, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
He was
career.
good.
Sweet
So
Bullet
Aaron,
also had a press conference about not being gay. Those are two big
Ain't he
fun
gay, though?
facts for him.
he was
No.
He was a 308 hitter.
He's not gay.
No.
He had 427 home runs. So the
That's
power's
why he had
there,
the
Aaron.
press conference.
Are you even listening? No, you're not.
I am. Yeah. Power numbers were
Let,
there.
let me ask a question and start
No,
directing
at-
traffic over
I'm
here.
listening.
At the time when he was playing, he was the best catcher.
There was no power.
Yeah, it
there was
was.
no power hitting catcher
Yeah.
at that time.
I'm going to say yes for Piazza.
I love the battle between
I
him
don't-
and Clemens that they had.
Through the bat.
Oh, they threw the
Oh,
broken
yeah,
bat.
through the
Yeah,
broken bat.
Wasn't that an all-star game too?
Yeah,
playoff.
that was a
playoff.
That was-
Yeah.
Playoff.
Yeah, it was a playoff.
But he's
World
one of the few.
Series.
World Series
Yeah.
game 1, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Was he in
Mhm.
the Mets then?
Yeah.
Was it Mets?
He was the reason why the
Yeah,
Mets
the
went to the
Mets
World
Yankees.
Series.
Yep.
That's what it was.
So you know what?
He won
As a
MVP.
catcher,
Is he a first ballot? Is this first ballot?
No, this is his second year.
Then yes.
I would say
It was
yes.
a
I'm
first,
gonna
I'd
say
say
yeah.
no.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm-
I'll give it to him.
Oh yeah,
Almost 500 home runs, man. That's-
Here's one that I think is really interesting. Kurt Schilling.
Yes.
First ballot.
No,
Two World
this is
Series
his
rings.
second or third year. I
yeah.
think it's his
He's
second.
got 2 World Series rings.
but also, I mean, he
Yes,
was
but not a
tagged.
first ballot. He's
Well,
definitely not
this
a
is his
first
second
ballot.
year.
No, this is his second year. So I'm
Does
gonna,
the
I'm gonna
Sox go
say
with him?
yes. The Sox already in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, well then you better.
The
put
one
him
with
in
red
Sox.
marker on it.
Whatever, guys.
It's
Quit
catch
hating.
up.
Hating on my Red Sox. Shut up. Yeah,
Um,
I'll give it to him because he's part of the only championship that the D-backs had.
I don't think he's going to get
Don't
in.
forget that.
I don't.
If you
think-
put Johnson, you got to put Schilling in. I think they both dominate.
No.
No.
Mhm.
Johnson was much better. Johnson had better numbers as far. He's third on the career strikeouts
whenever
list.
you have a 7 foot tall lefty, that
300
throws 102
300
miles
wins.
an hour. Yeah, of course he's gonna be. But I'll put Schilling on the same line as maybe Glavine.
I
Ooh.
put Schilling on the same line as Mike Musina.
If you're gonna put Pedro
Yeah,
in,
I don't.
and you're gonna put Johnson in,
How many wins does Schilling have?
216.
the bottom line is Schilling wouldn't have. I mean, not Schilling. Johnson wouldn't have a World Series ring, and Pedro wouldn't have a World Series ring without having Schilling on that lineup with him.
I'd put him in, but
don't
not
think
first
so.
ballot.
Well, it's,
Well,
it's,
but
it's,
it's-
just-
it's-
This
second
is his
attempt.
second year. Stop
So,
saying
yeah.
first ballot.
I don't
But
think so.
that's my point, though. Is he's
Schilling-
not a first ballot Hall of Famer like some of the other
This
guys,
is
like
the second year he's on
Johnson.
the ballot.
Look, Schilling's not going to get in this year. Last year, he only had 20% of the votes, so it may go up
Well,
a
that's
little
because
bit.
he's
but-
an asshole.
Yeah.
No,
Nobody really likes
no,
it.
he's a moth. He's attracted to the camera light. You turn it on, and he comes running over to talk to you.
All right. Anyway, there's no reason to judge. his
I don't
baseball
think he'll get
career.
in.
No. I think, me personally, I think guys like Clemens, Bonds, Sosa, McGuire.
Hold
Those,
on, it was never proven on any of these.
well, McGuire admitted it,
Well,
but
that's the only one.
Yeah, and he only got busted for androstenedione, which is legal.
it was legal at the time.
Well, and that's the thing, though. When most of these people started doing it,
it was legal.
it was legal.
That's been my
It
argument.
was legal.
That has been
When
my-
Bond started
yeah.
juicing up, this
Look,
shit was legal.
In fairness, steroids aren't legal, but androstenedione you could go buy at GNC. Now it's
Right.
illegal.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
now.
It was on the illegal list.
Not at that time. Now it is.
But that's the thing. And then look, all right, if you take Barry Bonds' numbers when he was a Pirate, he's a Hall of Famer, hands down.
But he's also a dirtbag.
It doesn't matter. Quit judging him. It's what they did on the field,
exactly.
which is why A-Rod will
Yeah,
probably.
but
Then
end
why
up
isn't
in
Pete
the-
Rose in the, then why
the Hall
isn't
of
Pete
Fame
Rose
one
in the
day.
Hall of Fame?
But Pete,
Well, because he gambled.
No, it's you just said it's about what happened on the field.
Pete
He
Rose.
didn't do that on the
Well,
field.
the baseball,
He
the
did
Hall
that
of
off
Fame
the
for
field.
baseball is so wishy-washy because you have guys like Ty Cobb,
But look,
who was an
gambling,
asshole.
Who was
gambling
a known
on your
prick.
Yeah.
team,
Ty Cobb
gambling
wouldn't
on your
last today in
team at
Twitter
any
world.
point is illegal, and I want to see him in the Hall of Fame. But at any point, that was illegal. Using steroids in baseball in the late '80s and early '90s was perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing it. So
I mean-
why are you punishing people for the fact that they did it when they did it? It was legal.
Well, the writers are so right now they're so old school. Like
the
they
writers
are
got
old.
their jobs
No,
and made
that's
their
true.
money for writing about how good these
Yeah,
people
but-
were during the steroid era.
exactly for 10, 15 years, right? And so then all of a sudden now they're going back to the mindset of, oh, it's cheating. is cheating. Is cheating.
It's cheating now.
What about greenies?
But that's just the thing. I mean, if steroids were still legal, if players were still allowed to use steroids, those guys would be in. But now that everyone's going back saying, I'm not going to vote for these guys in the steroid
That's
era.
unbelievable.
What I think that they should do, because Baseball Hall of Fame has so many different wings. They have dead ball era. They have live ball era. They have
The pitching.
the pitching.
That's when they need to build another wing saying the steroid era. Yeah, it was a black mark in baseball, but that's just the way it was.
I would
That's
build a
just the way
separate
it
wing
was.
just for this area. It's a part of baseball.
That was the way it was in the late 90s.
So
that was baseball.
Put them in.
Joel,
Give
you're
it to
right.
them.
They should, but I don't think they'll call it the steroid era.
Well, I mean,
The asterisk wing.
The 90s
Whatever
wing.
that was. Yeah, I mean, baseball in the 90s. Boom. Put them in.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think they belong in.
yeah, I mean,
Like you were saying about Ty Cobb, there's a lot of guys who use greenies in the 60s. I mean, it's tough to say you can't do this and this was okay.
Babe Ruth was an alcoholic and a woman abuser.
right. Gaylord Perry.
Hey, he helped out the
Gaylord
Olympics.
Perry was a racist. Ty Cobb was an asshole. I mean, you had. I mean, these guys.
Stop judging people on their
That's
personal
like
assets and judge them based on the game.
He must really hate Ty Cobb because he's called him an asshole like
No,
5 times.
And so did everybody he played with. Haven't you seen the movie with
I just don't know why Joel
Tommy Lee Jones?
personally hates
When he-
Ty Cobb. Like, did he like
He was a-
dance onto your
he would
grave?
he would slide in with his cleats up. He would purposely cleat people when he slid, which he was trying to. He would say I was trying to get make sure the ball didn't get are they going to tag me? He
gotta
would
go in there
slide
and get
spikes
dirty.
up.
You know
I
who
watched
else?
Mr. Baseball the other day.
Bob,
All right,
Bob
anyway.
Gibson was an asshole too. I mean, he would
throw right in your head.
intentionally
He's a
right
Hall
at
of
people.
Famer.
What?
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he was first ballot.
Yep.
You know, it was just
Stop judging people on their
All right,
personal
who else is
assets
on
and what
this
they did
list?
on the field.
Fred McGriff. No. Edgar Martinez.
No.
Arguably one of the best DHs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he
Still
didn't
my
play the
life.
He
field.
defined the DH.
He did.
He paved the
But
way
Aaron,
for the DH.
that's one of also the point though. Do you let people in as a DH who didn't play the field who were one sided? There's the argument.
Your
with that.
numbers have to be great, and I don't think his are.
His word.
He's the
he
best
was
DH
the
ever.
best DH of all time.
but that's comparative. What are his
Second
numbers
was
compared
Harold
to
was
the other
Tim
players?
Raines or
Yeah.
Harold Baines.
Harold Baines.
What's
thank you.
his stat line? Average
Look,
hits, home
it's a
runs.
position that was part of baseball, and he did it the best. He didn't ask for it. He got put in the damn spot.
I'm not arguing that he's a great
When
DH.
you came up through the minors, you came up with a glove in
Do you
your
have the
hand
numbers?
ready to play the
No, I
field.
don't.
And you were told that you're going to be the DH, and he did it the best. He deserves to be in.
Well,
what are his numbers?
he also paved the way though for what the DH was supposed to be.
Right.
The DH was supposed to be someone that can hit. You know, someone that can hit for power, someone that can line drive gaps. If that wasn't still in, you'd have little speedy guys in the DH hitter rather than power hitters. So that's why I think Edgar Martinez. That's one of the reasons why I think Edgar Martinez should be in there.
So Aaron, you want numbers? He was a .313 career hitter. He had 309 home runs, 1,261 RBIs. Again, in that position, the best that we've ever seen. And
Home runs?
he was over 300, and most DHs, if you got over 200, you're considered a stud.
At that time, yeah.
So
I don't think I'd put him in.
Oh,
I wouldn't.
Wow.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
As a DH for me personally, you'd have to have great numbers.
And
if he had,
So
if he
you
had-
want them setting the damn home run record.
yeah,
But
if he had
at the-
500 home runs, if he had like 330,
Yeah.
I'd probably put him in.
The guy
Yeah,
played
now-
17 years.
Now you would do now you would go by that, but at the time that he was playing, that wasn't.
But he
People
also
were-
had
people were
great
alternating at
protection
that
in
time.
So,
lineup,
so
though.
by your David Ortiz is not a Hall of Famer.
No, because he played first though.
But Martinez didn't strictly.
No, he's
he
been
played
a DH
first base
most
as
of
well.
his career.
Yeah, for both players.
David Ortiz has been a DH most of his career.
But he's done incredible things at first base in the World Series. That's why I would put David Ortiz in. Plus, I'm sure.
Check out the
numbers
check
are
out the
better.
article
Actually,
that I
better
wrote
things
on
with
about
the
the
bat.
DH. I listed all the DHs with all their best numbers in that article, and Edgar Martinez and Harold Baines are at the top of the list, and Baines is in.
Baines is already
I
in.
just don't think I'd put him in with those numbers.
Well,
They're second. I mean,
I mean,
there's a
I'm not saying they're
313
not
career
great,
hitter.
You also have to take into.
but he's not playing the field.
It
So I,
doesn't-
I expect. More
I didn't say he's
from
a
him,
313 career fielder. I said he's a 313 career
but I
hitter.
expect more from him because he's not playing the field. That's what I'm.
How
saying.
can you expect more from him when he wasn't
was-
given the opportunity to do
yeah,
more?
hang on.
He did his job that he was put in to do.
Joe, go
and
ahead.
He did it well.
you have to take into point the time that these guys played the game. What was the game like? At that time, by the time Edgar Martinez was playing, he was the best player in the American League.
Yes.
But he also had great protection. He had Griffey and
So?
he had Buhner right around
But you
him.
can't.
No.
So
he was supposed to be the protection for them.
But then
Because
either way,
they got walked all the time, and he made them pay.
Yep.
312 is an all-star today.
he's got to have more because that's
More?
all he's doing.
He's
That's
playing.
all
He's
doing.
playing half as less.
More.
I expect
wants
him to
more.
take his fielding time and hit more balls so he can hit 330.
He's
500 home
hitting
runs.
312. 312 for a career. He didn't hit 312 for
and
a
not-
season.
and not
he
in
hit
the
it for a
steroid era.
career, which means
He
he had
played in the
careers that were
steroid
better.
era
He
at
had
the
careers
end,
that were
didn't he?
worse.
at the end of his career, yeah, he was in the
He was,
steroid era.
like 98,
But
2000 when he
13
retired?
years-
2004 when he was retired.
But at
I thought
least
it was
but at least
earlier than
13 years of his career, he was in the non-steroid era before all of a sudden home runs started ballooning up. At the time when the steroid era really took into full force across baseball, he was at the end of his
And
career.
never at any point has his name ever had an asterisk next to it. He was as clean as a baseball player as there was. He was the model of baseball.
I'm crotchety with him. He's not going in.
Unbelievable.
He's
Wow.
in.
He's in.
If I was a writer,
yeah.
he'd be in.
If the guy who he has better stats than is already in, he's in.
Forget Ty Cobb, you're an asshole.
Hell yeah, man! Come on,
Man,
he's
he's
just
angry today.
No, because this goes back. He hates DHs.
Yeah,
he can't.
I don't
stand
like him
DHs.
either. I don't like him either,
I like
but-
him. I thought he was a great player, and I thought it was awesome for him to get the
Great
Mariners
players go to the Hall of Fame.
to retire his number.
I don't like him either, but that's just the way baseball is now. I mean,
You can't fault a guy for being really good at the job he was told to do. That's it. You have relief pitchers
the best
that are in the Hall of Fame. Relief pitchers that pitch one inning every 3 games.
And there's
that are
only
in the
one
Hall of
punter
Fame.
in the NFL Hall of Fame. So what?
So, I mean, the guy did a great job for what he was asked to do. He did a great job.
he wasn't.
You want him to bet 360. That's not
I
going to
do.
happen.
He was
I
the
do.
best. He was the best at what he
the
did.
best.
He goes in.
The best.
He didn't have a sweet step out stance like Buhner, though.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Tiny hands.
Joel,
Moving on.
take us to the next one.
Roger Clemens.
No.
Nope.
Yes.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
not on this ballot.
Yes.
Yes. He's in.
Yes.
Let's
He's
see. How
Best
about
pitcher of the 90s.
In
I
the
want.
80s.
I expect more. I want more from him.
Carlos Delgado?
He
What's
did
no?
all he could. He had needles in him.
Not in the.
No.
Definitely not in the first.
Carlos
ballot.
Delgado?
Probably not in the first.
Carlos Delgado.
No.
Not
Del-
first ballot.
Dell
No.
not going to get
Is
in.
this his first time?
This
Yes.
is his first
Okay,
year.
no.
Jeff Bagwell.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And he was part of the steroid era.
No, this is like his fourth. I think this is his fourth time.
This fifth year. This is
but
Jeff Bagwell's fifth
During that
year.
time when they had the Killer Bees, the Bell, Biggio, Bagwell,
Is this his first ballot?
fourth or
Fifth.
fifth.
Then
But,
he's in.
But again, he's a 297 career. He just missed. I mean, he was at almost at
He had a lot of
450.
See, this is
injuries, too,
where-
at the end.
Yeah, this is
And he got
where
beamed in the hand.
This is where him playing in the steroid era is hurting him right now because a lot of people assume he took steroids, so that's why he's getting low percentage of the votes.
That's just an assumption.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but that's
exactly.
the way that
Well,
the writers are.
The other thing
That's
too
why
is
Bonds isn't in. That's why Clemens. Clemens was
better
listed
get
on
in.
that. That's
You
why.
can put Clemens in the Hall of Fame
Sosa,
just for what he did with the Red Sox.
I mean,
what about Toronto?
Toronto, he was good.
Toronto, he was good.
Yankees, he was good.
The Yankees, he was good. He had 23 years in. Steroids or not, that takes a wear on your body. 23 years at throwing over 90 miles an hour.
Add in the steroids.
I don't even have
he
one
doesn't
day
have
of
any
throwing over
cartilage.
90 miles an hour.
I didn't say. I mean, I don't. I think he'll get in. I don't think he'll get in this ballot.
It's not going to be for a while.
Guy's a 13-time All-Star. I mean, come on.
I think with Bagwell too, if they would have won that 2005 World Series, he would be in for sure.
4 seasons with over 25, 6,
But
7, 8 seasons with over 20 wins. Most people in their
He'll-
career
that's
would
why
play
he'll-
through.
Look at his,
But-
just
but
look at his
JD
win total.
But JD, I'm
Over
not saying he's not going to
300,
get in. He's going to get in. I'm just saying not this ballot. All the numbers that you're mentioning, I completely agree with you. It's not going to be on this
I
ballot.
think it's going to be another 5 to 10 years before we start seeing
To
these
me,
guys' numbers
any
jump up.
pitcher that goes through the steroid era and still has good records deserves to get it. You know what I'm saying? To go through all of that,
and the riders know that.
The riders know that, but they're taking a stand. They're taking,
you two seem.
This is why I hate.
Is it going to be the senior
so
committee that gets them in?
No,
I think it'll be before then.
Yeah, the veteran community, they hardly ever vote anybody in.
If you get to that point, and you're letting them decide. There's a reason why you haven't been selected yet.
Yep.
I think they need term limits on baseball riders.
I agree.
I
absolutely agree.
But
also, at least on their voting rights.
No, I think this one is a first ballot. Sheffield.
Gary Sheffield.
Steroid era.
Maybe not the first ballot, but I mean he
over
will
500.
His
over
first
500
ballot?
home runs.
He was over
first ballot.
First ballot. He was over 500 home runs, over 1,600 RBIs, which is obviously more.
We can't go through this whole list.
No, that's one of the last one.
Don Mattingly last year on the ballot.
Yes,
he will go.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Last year, he was on 8.2% of the ballots. This is his 15th year. He's not getting in.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would put him in. Don Mattingly. I mean, it's a baseball name. Everybody knows who he is.
Donnie Baseball.
Except LaRue.
Well, and Sheffield had over 500 home runs.
Yeah, but Sheffield was also part of the steroid era.
That's why he won't get in.
He was actually pulled out of a game. Wasn't it because his bat was corked?
Yeah, he had a corked bat.
He had a corked bat too.
If you ain't cheating, you're not trying.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, everybody would be in.
Well, yeah. So that's the last one that we can cover on that.
That's
it.
We gotta
take a break.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap it up.
To own a thriving business and help employ local veterans, the Vetraplex Handyman Construction and Landscape business is the opportunity you've been waiting for. The Vetraplex is your gateway to an affordable startup business with 0% financing for qualifying owners. By owning a Vetraplex franchise, you will be hiring veterans, providing them both income and opportunity, while at the same time providing your customers a way to say, thank you for your service to our nation's veterans. For more information, visit vetraplex.org. Again, that's vetraplex.org or call 928-284-2022.
Breaker 19. How about that bandit? You got them ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
And we are back with JD's Rockin' Sports. We're about ready to wrap this show up with some final thoughts. We got LaRue, thank you so much for coming in today. It's great to see you and have you in here and
Hey, thanks for having
talk
me.
about everything except Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, lost me on baseball.
So, well, let's wrap it up. What's your final thoughts?
Well, let's start with our guest here. Let's start with LaRue, man. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you're looking forward to today, going into the weekend, man?
Just looking forward to these fights tonight, man. Really interested in seeing what happens between John Jones and Daniel Cormier. I think it's going to be a really good fight. So I'm going to stick with the champ to win, but I think Cormier, if he can get inside that reach, he could do some damage.
All right, man. All right. Aaron.
Winter Classic was nice on New Year's. Not the teams I want to see. We talked about that earlier. I like some variety. The other thing, Coyotes' new ownership is approved. They have a new owner, 51%. We'll see if they make some moves or if they're still terrible this year. And Cardinals win in about half an hour.
Outstanding. Joel.
I have been looking forward to these fights ever since they were announced months ago. So that's something I think is going to be awesome is these fights tonight. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I've been looking forward to. I think it's going to go decision. And with the decision, John Jones is going to win it. Split.
All right, man.
Split.
Good choice. I like that choice. Brent?
Now, just looking forward to the football game early because the wife and I are going to go to CK's and watch the fights there. So
that's too far out of my way, man. That's just.
I know it's literally it's less than a block away from me, so that's why we like it. But no,
he's out there in like BFE, man.
I'm up there in Ahwatukee, so it's a ways away. But no, watching the Cardinals game and then
Ahwatukee, the good land.
It's the good land. But yeah, Cardinals and UFC tonight.
Outstanding. One thing we really didn't touch on NBA at all today, but I did want to say that Rajon Rondo's return yesterday was just crazy. One of the knocks on Rondo's, I mean, everybody knows he's a great assist man. One of the knocks is that he just can't score. And 29 points later, he actually turned to the bench and came out. He went something like 5 of 6 from 3-point land. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? You've been with us since 2007, and then you come back, and this is your best game ever for 3-point land. I'm like, really? But it was a nice tribute that the Celtics did for him, and he acknowledged it. He went to center court and put his hand up and waved to everybody. And so, I mean, I'm always a fan of Rondo, so I wish him the best of luck. The Cardinals, if they can hold on, if they can just get to Drew Stanton, if they can get Stanton back and healthy, so they need to win this week. And then I'm saying they have a chance. I'm saying they have a chance.
He's inactive.
Yeah, he's inactive today. But if they can get to the point to where he can come back and play, even at 80 or 90%, he's better than anything they got playing today against Carolina, even though I picked Carolina. So that's it for us. We'll see you guys Tuesday night. We appreciate everybody coming in. LaRue, again, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate you, man. And, yeah, guys, have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. And we'll be back Tuesday night, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Talk to you later.
Last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars